represent all of the teenagers in the universe. But for today, we're gonna talk a little about how they actually use things. So let's start by introducing yourself. Tell us how old you are, what year you're going into, because it's summer break. Tell us what year you're going into in school and the social network and device that you can't live without.
I'm Cami. I'm 15 and a half, and I'm going to be a sophomore in high school. And I cannot live without Instagram, and I use it on my phone.
I'm Sam. I'm going to ninth grade, and I use Facebook mostly. I could live without it, though.
You could live without it?
I'm Caitlin. I am 15. I'm going to be a sophomore in high school, and like Cami, I can't live without Instagram, and I use it on my phone.
I'm Connor McLaughlin. I'm going into 8th grade. I'm 13. I need Skype, and I need my computer.
I'm Max. I'm 13. I'm going into 8th grade, and I guess I couldn't live without Facebook, which I use on my computer.
Okay. But Sam, you could live without Facebook. Why do you say that? Let's talk a little about why you say you could live without Facebook.
I mean, it's nice to use and stuff. It's nice to like talk with my friends, see what they're doing, but it's not really necessary, I guess. 'Cause I
Now,
can
why
actually
do
talk
the
with my
rest of you
friends.
feel differently about the networks that you chose?
I really like to stay connected to my friends and see what they're up to and just stay connected to pretty much the world and current events. So I also use Twitter a lot. I guess Instagram would be more, but I can't live without Twitter either. So both of those, I guess.
Okay. Now, what about everybody else?
Well, I feel like with Skype at least, I need to stay in contact with my friends, whether I need help with homework or I just want someone to talk to. It's a lot easier. So say I can't go to a friend's house, I always have someone to talk to.
Okay.
Well, like mainly just to be like connected with all my friends because like there's no other way to connect with them if I can't actually be with them. So yeah.
Okay. So you use Facebook for that?
Yeah.
Now, are you reading stuff that's in your Facebook newsfeed, or are you writing on people's walls? Are you chatting with them, or how are you using Facebook?
Mostly chatting opposed to like putting stuff on people's walls, which I do that, but not as much as chatting. Like, yeah.
Okay. What about everybody else? How do you use Facebook? What's it for?
I would say I use Facebook mainly for chatting with friends, and I mean, I'm not into posting on my wall, but I'll look at my friends' posts and then talk to them about it, or, yeah,
Now,
socialize.
Do you talk to them about it by commenting on Facebook, or do you talk to them in person about it or text them about it?
Mostly in person, texting, or just in the little Facebook chat, because they're right there.
Okay. But not in the comment section on Facebook.
Sometimes, but I mean, you don't want to say something stupid and then 15 people see a post of one.
What about everybody else?
I think I use, when I see something I relate to or like one of my friends post it, I comment on it and it'll go back and forth for a little bit, and then it'll kind of get to the point where it gets more personal and private, so we text because it's just between us, and so that's kind of where we take it from there after a couple comments.
Okay. So you take it to text rather than to Facebook chat.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but in our town, chatting isn't the thing, I guess. I don't know, but we don't really use chat that much, so I actually don't think I'm ever online technically. I think it switches to offline even though I'm
Okay.
on Facebook.
Sam, do you use Facebook chat a lot or no?
I use Facebook chat sometimes. Like if I really want to tell someone something, I'll and they're on Facebook, I'll talk to them through Facebook chat. But
Mm-hmm.
if they're not, I'll text them or just see them tomorrow or whatever.
So how do you decide which messaging function or platform to use? How do you decide whether to Facebook chat with someone or Skype with someone or text them or actually call them? Do you call people on your phones?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But mostly I just call to make plans. I don't really talk to people because I can just use Skype or Facebook chat. But if I want to quickly and easily just make a plan, then I call them.
Okay.
I use whichever's most convenient. If I want to like, if I'm like standing in my living room or whatever, I'm not gonna go to Facebook and talk to them if I have my phone on me, because then I can just text them.
Okay.
Well, I use calling more for like talking to my mom or my dad opposed to my friends, because like I don't know, it just feels weird like going on Skype to talk to my mom at work opposed to just calling her on the phone. And it's easier not to have to talk straight to her face if I have to tell her bad news. So
So calling people is for talking to your parents, delivering bad news.
yeah.
I I like personally, I think I make a call with my friends like every other day, I think, because something big will go on in someone's life or some fight happen, and it's easier to like describe it over a call. And a lot of my friends actually don't have Skype that I would be like involved with like that. So I think we talk on the phone a lot more than about that than I do with my parents. Like I think I have like 2-minute phone calls with my parents, but I have like hour-long calls with my friends just because it's better.
I use calling not too often, but my family members and like my mom and dad, and sometimes if I'm just too lazy to type out all the letters in my long paragraph of what happened today, then I'll just call my friend and be like, hey, so, oh my gosh, guess what? And then we'll just talk for a really long time, and then I just get off.
Now, when you're using Facebook or Instagram, you guys mentioned that you use Instagram on your phone, but it sounds like you guys are using Facebook on your computer. How do you decide whether you're going to use Facebook or Instagram or Twitter on your phone versus your computer?
Well, it's really easy for me at least because my phone's so old that I can't do anything on it.
And on like most phones that have internet but aren't really new, Facebook loads so slow it's just not worth it. It's easier just to go get your computer.
Okay.
I think convenience is like a big part of it. Like if I'm in the car, obviously I'm going to use my phone because you don't have your laptop with Wi-Fi on it. But if like I'm at home, then I most likely, if I'm by my laptop, I might use that. But it kind of just depends on like battery life because I'm like really big on keeping my battery as high as possible. So
So
I
if you
think
need
it
to
just
preserve your phone.
then I use my laptop.
Okay.
But if I don't need to like keep my phone battery for anything or it's plugged in, then even if my laptop's right next to me, I'm most likely going to use my phone.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't actually have a computer. I have to use my mom's, and her laptop's kind of really old and slow, and so I don't go on the computer really often at all, so I use my phone for pretty much everything.
Okay.
So I just keep a charger with me pretty
How
much
important
everywhere.
is your phone to you?
Very.
For me, quite the opposite. I mean, like, I'd throw my phone at my brother if I felt like it. It's not going to break. I can assure you that.
But you feel that. But you feel that way because you don't actually have internet on your phone and you can't
Yeah.
use it for things like
And
that.
I mean, I'll text my friends, and it's a good enough phone for what I need because I already have, like, a computer and iPod, so I don't really feel I need such an important phone. Like, I'm not trying to say that I'm devastated I don't have an iPhone. Like, I could care less.
Okay.
I think my big thing is like my parents have caught on to the fact that my phone is very important to me. And so if I don't get a good grade or I fight with my sister or something happens, their immediate response is like they'll like threaten me to take my phone away. And if it gets to the point where I get like a really bad grade or I do like disrespect them or something, they take my phone away because they know it makes me go crazy because I don't know what to do.
It's
so
the new grounding.
yeah, like I don't get grounded. Like I can still like hang out with my friends, but like taking my phone away is like the next like worst thing because it is like everything to me.
Now, what other things do you do on your phone besides text and check? Well, you guys talked about how you don't use Facebook all that much on your phone, but what else do you do on your phone? What apps do you use?
My phone doesn't have apps. It's like Connor's phone. It's trash.
I use the app Color Note a lot because my memory isn't the greatest, but like I'm good with numbers and names. But if I need to remember a task, or maybe I don't want to remember a task, like do the dishes, I'll have to like write it down. So I make checklists, and I'm very actually organized with my phone because
Okay.
I make lists and things to do and what I need to get for groceries
Yeah, another
or
reason
something,
why your phone is very important to you.
or what my mom needs to get for groceries. But yeah.
Okay. Now, do you guys watch video or listen to music on your phone? Anything like that?
With my phone, I use Pandora or iHeartRadio a lot because it's a convenient way to like listen to radio like if I'm in my room instead of like going to find like a radio. But also I like watch like YouTube. I think I watch more videos on my phone than I do on my computer because I'm on like Facebook or Twitter on my phone, and so then it's like somebody will like share a YouTube video, and instead of like seeing what it's called and then typing it in my computer, I can just like directly find it and like watch it on my phone, and then it'll come up with videos like it, and I'll just get completely distracted and watch like half an hour's worth of videos instead of doing my chores.
Now, what about everybody else? How do you watch video?
Well, for me, it's kind of like always on my computer for YouTube because I subscribe to a lot of like people who make videos. So I can just look on my like page or whatever for YouTube and just see stuff that I'd like.
But like YouTube, as like we keep watching videos and things get more popular, more ads start coming up like before the videos, and sometimes you can skip them, but sometimes you can't. So sometimes it gets annoying to like keep watching videos, but then having to wait 20 seconds before you can actually see it.
A whole 20 seconds.
Right, a whole 20 seconds. But that's like half of the video sometimes.
It's really annoying though.
Tell us more about that, Sam.
I don't know what there is to say about it. I wish the ads weren't there. I mean, I know they support the people who make videos, but
So where else do you watch video besides YouTube online?
never.
No, nowhere besides YouTube?
Well, like short videos, like maybe I'm forgetting something.
Netflix, maybe? Not like videos, more like movies and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, like movies I'll watch on demand or whatever.
Sometimes the shows, like if you like miss them live, like Teen Mom or like Jersey Shore, like shows like that. I have Roku at home, but they don't support MTV shows, or not like all of them. So then I just go to like MTV.com and I'll watch them there. Or like ABC Family, like Secret Life and Pretty Little Liars, and those shows aren't supported with Hulu, and those are the shows like I usually watch. And Hulu's the only way I like can watch those shows, so I like watch them like online from those websites because that's the only way I can see them if I miss them live.
How often do you watch live TV?
I don't watch live TV too much because I have a DVR, but like the actual television set, I watch a lot. I record a bunch of video or movie or TV shows. Mainly it's just Glee and anything related to that, but otherwise I just have that, or sometimes I'll have movies that are playing, so if I don't want to go to the store and buy the movie or rent it, I'll just record it, and it's so convenient.
Okay.
Well, like watching live TV is like kind of all the things I like to watch on TV are the things that are live, like sports games or like a new episode of a TV show I like. So like I kind of have to watch stuff live, but sometimes that gets annoying with commercial breaks and stuff. But you can like switch the channel, but still.
I mean, I'm very similar with him. The only difference, though, is I always use Roku, so I can literally just look at go on Netflix, search up a TV show I like, and then watch a bunch of episodes with no commercials, and it just makes it really easy. So unless there's no sports on, I can just easily watch anything commercial-free.
Do you watch live TV, Caitlin?
I watch sports games and like award shows because I feel like if you don't watch them live, you get like all the news about them from like Facebook and Twitter. So then there's no point in like recording them because you know what's gonna happen. But with like series of shows, I usually just watch them on Roku or on their websites.
Now, when you're watching live TV, how often do you actually post about that on Facebook or Twitter?
On Twitter, I think I post pretty rapid about it. Like if you're watching like a show and like an award show or a sports thing and something big happens, I think I post like a status about it or a tweet about it. But on Facebook, I feel like I don't post it because everybody's gonna like post about it already, and it's kind of feels like an unnecessary post because then Facebook turns into like ESPN or TMZ because everybody's posting the same thing about it. But on Twitter, it's like you can hashtag about it, and then if you click on the hashtag, it shows what people that maybe you don't know them, but they're from like they're like watching the same thing, and you kind of see like their point of view on it, and then you can kind of compare it to your point of view and your opinion.
I use Twitter a lot when I'm watching TV because sometimes they'll have like hashtag Glee or hashtag this person for Dancing with the Stars if you want to vote. So it's a lot more interactive. You can connect with people through the things you like and what's happening on this TV show or something like that. So people kind of know what your likes and dislikes are about that show.
Okay. How often do you guys follow brands on Facebook or Twitter?
An okay amount. I mean, it's not like an obsession. I definitely would like more brands than people. But I mean, like, say it's, I don't know, sports gear. You can see what's the new sports gear. Maybe even talk to a friend who just bought a, I don't know, a new baseball bat. I mean, but I just feel it's kind of weird to talk about another person, like a movie star, because it's just like narrating on someone else's life is, I don't really see the appeal.
I personally am like the complete opposite of him because I honestly think it's like a girl thing to follow more celebrities than products because like girls like fangirl obsess over like Zac Efron or like Justin Bieber and those kind of people. And so I feel like it's more of a girl thing to follow celebrities, even though like guys will follow like their sports stars that they like. But I think products, I don't really follow them as much because they post constantly about promoting their products and like they post like I feel like they post like the same thing over and over and over just to get your attention about it. But if you follow like a celebrity, they kind of post like just did this, like went out to lunch or something, and you kind of feel like they want to connect with their fan base because they post more about their personal life as well as promoting like their movies or albums and stuff. They also kind of say like, oh, I just did this, and it kind of makes you think they want to like connect with you rather than just be like, buy my product.
And you feel like they're part of your life.
Yeah.
Because they're showing up in your Facebook feed and they're talking about just had lunch at this
Yeah,
place.
and they kind of want to just like, instead of just being like all pushy about their products, they like care. They kind of seem like they care more and they want to like connect with you.
Okay.
I never like brands or companies because I feel like there's nothing that they can tell me that will really improve my day.
That might be the quote of the day.
I actually almost follow no brands, but follow a lot of celebrities, mostly just like cute guy celebrities or, you know. But I like to know kind of what their personality is like. I suppose you can't always judge a book by what they say on Twitter, or judge a person, I suppose.
amazing.
But you can kind of get a feel for whether they're more personal or not, and you just kind of, like Caitlin said, they kind of care, it feels like, about their fans, and like you can tweet at them, and if you get retweeted by them, it's like, oh my god, best day of my life. But yeah, that's why I follow celebrities instead of brands.
Okay. Now, let's talk a little about how do you ever comment on things that brands post on Facebook or that celebrities post on Facebook?
No.
What about everybody else?
Yeah, I agree. Not really. I mean, maybe you talk to a friend about it, but I mean, talking straight to that person on what they did, I mean, just kind of weird. If it's I could see maybe a movie star or someone famous, but on a brand, like, do they really care if Connor McLaughlin likes Coke or I don't know. Sorry to pick on Coke if anyone likes Coke.
I also kind of find it pointless to comment on either celebrities' statuses or brands' posts because it's not like they're actually going to read through every single comment because there's like 2,000 comments on those things and it's just kind of pointless. I don't know why I would give my 2 cents. Somebody already probably did, like the same thing I would say.
But
so.
if you're retweeted, that makes your day.
Oh, yeah, if I'm retweeted by yeah. Oh, yeah. Means they noticed me. That's nice.
Okay. So let's talk a little about how you guys get news. Where do you find out about things?
I listen to the radio often, and so I think pretty much all the news and gossip I get from the radio or Twitter, like whatever's trending, I'll look at that and read into that. Maybe I'll Google it. That's where I get my news.
Okay.
And it doesn't seem to happen often with most kids, but I find most of my news out from like people, like my friends or my dad or my mom. Not really the newspaper, but every once in a while my dad turns on the news when I'm trying to watch a good show, so I'm kind of forced to see news. So, yeah.
Yeah, I usually get news from other people as opposed to the internet or something like that.
Yeah, I'd say like a lot of news I get from talking to a friend or even just by accidentally scrolling on something on the internet. But the problem is, say you want to find news if you're on Facebook, really you're either going to find something really big or something completely useless. There's no middle.
There's no middle ground.
I think with my news, I get it from Twitter because it'll like if it becomes like a big like national or like worldwide story, it'll be like I think it'll trend on Twitter before anything else. But also, what I really like about finding news on Twitter is if it becomes a trending topic or something, you like can click on the little hashtag and it'll show you other people's opinion on the news. And so you can kind of see what other people think about it rather than like if you read it in the newspaper, you watch it on the news, you kind of see like what happens and you just get like the facts. But with finding it on Twitter, you get like the facts, but you also get people's like opinions on it and then their point of view, and you can kind of compare it to yours, and sometimes it can like sway you to think something else because of what they say. So I
it
think
just gives you perspective.
yeah.
Okay. What about you, Sam? I mean, aside from hearing about news from other people, are there any sites that you go to that you use to get information?
Well, if I need news on like a sports game or something, I'll go to ESPN.com. But I don't like search for news actively because I don't know what the news is about, so I can't like Google it. Yeah, I don't really get news from anywhere except maybe like I see it on TV randomly, but mostly from other people.
Okay. Now, what about finding out about new products or when you're let's say you need to go shopping for something and you want to go, I don't know, get more opinions about it. Where do you find out about new products?
Maybe if like my friend has one of the products in question, then I'll see that and I'll go, oh wow, I want one of those.
Yeah, I agree with Sam. There's always, no matter what product you're looking at, there's always that one friend that's going to have the best of that product, and he can definitely give you advice or whatever, and then you could search on Amazon, find a good store or whatever.
No, where do you talk to that friend about the product? Do you talk to them on Facebook or do you?
Facebook or in Face.
Okay. Or in person?
That's what I meant.
Okay. What about you, ladies?
For products, kind of depends on the product. Like clothes and makeup products, I go to 17magazine.com because that's got all the latest fashion and tips. Other products, I usually just go to the mall, and I shop a lot, but I don't actually buy anything. Shopping and looking are two different things, I suppose, but that's kind of where I get a feel for it, because then if I find something I really like, then I'll save my money and tell my mom. then maybe she can get it for me.
I think for like shopping, it kind of depends, but like if it's clothes, I kind of just go to the stores I like, and like I don't really look for the new things like online. I just go and like look. But if it's like electronics, I tell my dad like I want it because he's like a closet computer nerd, and he like will look into it more, and I think he like looks on his like Mac rumors or something online, and he'll find all this new stuff, and he'll be like, oh, you should get this because like it's brand new, or wait because the new one's coming out in a month, and like he kind of gives me that kind of stuff. But otherwise, like I don't really get like shopping stuff from online.
Okay. Do you shop online, Max?
Well, yeah, but not for clothes. The only stuff I buy online would probably be sports stuff, because like normally the stores that, or at least around me, like chain sports stores like Modell's or something, don't have like the best stuff. They just have like all right stuff. But if you get it offline, you can get the best stuff.
Okay. So it's about finding a better product.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk a little about how you guys consume print media. Do you read newspapers and magazines?
I read 17 magazine because I'm subscribed, but mainly just for like fashion tips and makeup and like kind of girl stuff.
I get Sports Illustrated, so I read that. And my dad has an obsession with handing me the newspaper every morning for the sports section. So I read that sometimes.
I don't really like read like the newspaper stuff because I think all my news that I would find in there is already online, and like if I wanted to look at it, I could find it there. But I get like the People magazines and like the kind of like celebrity gossip magazines because I think that's more what I'm into. Like unlike Cami, she kind of does like the fashion stuff. I don't really get into the fashion stuff. I'm more into like the celebrity gossip and like that, like who's with who and like what's going on and stuff. So I kind of read those kinds of magazines.
I mean, I really don't read anything print, but if, say, my dad read a really good article and he's right next to me, sometimes he'll hand me the paper if he thinks I'll be interested, and that's really about it.
Yeah, I don't really read any print. I mean, same thing with Connor because we have the same dad. He'll hand me articles, but I don't normally read them.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad also does that a lot.
Hands you the newspaper. Okay. So that's a little bit influenced by your family. You don't actually pick up the newspaper on your own volition?
No.
Okay. What about tablets? I know some of you have access to iPads or have iPads. Talk a little about how you actually use your tablet device.
I use the iPad mostly to play Temple Run. I also sometimes, if a computer's not like handy, I'll take the iPad and I'll just search something quickly on it that I want to know.
Now, is that your iPad or is it family iPad?
It's the family iPad. Well,
Okay.
actually, it's her iPad. But it's,
So you don't actually use it for
Sure.
social networking or email or anything like that?
Well, maybe like once every few weeks or so, I'll go to Facebook on it just because I want to see something. But not really.
My iPad has the iPad battery I think lasts longer than my phone battery. So if my phone needs to be like in good battery condition, I'll like check my Facebook and Twitter and stuff from there. But also, I'm kind of hesitant to say this because my mom's back there. But when my parents take my phone away, I use my iPad because they don't really like.
The gig is up.
As she just finds out about this, they kind of don't think right away about taking my iPad away because they see me more on my phone because I use my iPad like more towards the night when my phone is put up for charging because it's like almost dead. So then, but if I get in trouble and they take my phone, I rely on my iPad for things. But I'm pretty sure now that's going to change.
Do you have access to a tablet?
I do not actually.
Okay.
I have an iPod, but that's small and it's old and it doesn't work that well. So, like I said, I use my phone.
And what about you two?
Well, we do have access to our mom's iPad, but since it really isn't our own, we can't really go on Facebook or do any social networking. So all you could really do is games and music, which we already have on our iPod. So it's basically just a big screen.
And mom's music is kind of old school.
I have that same problem.
Either old school or we just don't want to hear it.
Okay. All right, so I think at this point we're going to open the floor for questions so that you guys can pick the brains of our teenagers that we have here. So let's go ahead and start with, yes. Go for it.
So the girls talked about clothes and makeup, and the boys talked about sports equipment. What about food products, like anything that you might find in a grocery store? Do you have any favorite brands, or how do you find out about new products in the store, in the grocery store?
My favorite brand is Oreos, no doubt. But my mom usually takes forever at the grocery store, so I get to look around, just see what I think is cool. Maybe I'm kind of healthy, so kind of. So I usually just look at like the nutrition facts and see like, this isn't so bad. It's kind of cheap. It's not horrible for you. Mom, can we get it? As for ads in the grocery store, I never really, there's sometimes ads on the carts. I look at those, but I don't really pay attention to them. Maybe the boxes with the sweepstakes or something that you can win something. I'll look at that quicker than I'll look at something without it, I guess.
I never get like food ads and stuff from social media. Like usually when I go shopping with my dad and then I see it on the shelf or something, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll buy it. But that's really where I get food products info from.
I think the most food brands, like ads I see are like on TV. You'll see like new cereals or like the Cocoa Puff Bird thing on TV. But I mean, I have an awkward obsession with mac and cheese, so I'll like look out for the new shapes. And but if there's no new like macaroni and cheese shape, then I really just don't care as long as there's food in the house. So.
But do you like them on Facebook?
No.
Why not?
I don't think they really like post like necessary things I need to see. Like they'll post like, oh, like this is on sale or this is like our new product, but I don't do the grocery shopping and I'm not really like big in it. I go to the grocery store like once a month maybe if we do like a big shopping trip, but I don't really do much involving the food, so I don't like them because they're not a big role in my life.
Yeah, and for me, I don't really know how it started, but I guess my mom just bought food and we picked and choose. I don't really go on Facebook and look at brands for food. I mean, I don't really know. It just maybe commercials, but the only commercials for food you see is like Pizza Hut, and I don't think I'm eating that every night.
Yeah, it's pretty much up to my family and Connor's family to what we eat, because I don't really go to the grocery store maybe once every 2 months, but like they buy the food and we just eat it.
Yeah, I sometimes get food info from commercials too, especially Eggo's waffles.
Yeah. What are some of the things that people do on Facebook, like your friends, that make them seem like a total loser?
Hashtagging.
When people just start poking each other.
When people post really stupid things, or they post things that I suppose are like inside jokes on other people's walls so that like everyone can see.
When they have 15 friends and you see it's their parents, their brothers and siblings, and their grandparents, and their posts are mainly from their grandparents and parents.
I think, like Caitlin said, if you hashtag on Facebook, get a Twitter. That is what hashtagging is for, and you can't click on it in Facebook.
But didn't you say hashtag in casual conversation?
Yeah. That's different.
I mean, I think that's just a thing with our friends. It's like we'll be talking and we'll be like hashtag short girl problems because we all have it in common, or we just like think we're funny but we're really not. But like I feel like when people hashtag on Facebook, it's really like it really bothers me. Like it's one of my pet peeves because you can't like click on it and see who else is talking about it, but on Twitter you can. But also a thing that bothers me with Facebook is when like somebody posts like 9 statuses in 1 hour. Like, just went grocery shopping, just woke up, just did this. I think you should just, if you're going to do that, post one long status at the end of the night saying, like, I did this all day. Because otherwise it's just like, and, like, nobody likes their statuses when they say, like, just woke up. So I think, like, if people were, like, interested in it, they would, like, let you know.
I think when people post things that are just going to bring drama to them, it's just like, why would you do that? I don't understand that. Or when they're just looking for attention. But I think otherwise being considered a loser on Facebook isn't, well, it's not that hard because we all have Twitters in Oregon. So mainly it's Twitter this, Twitter that. You rarely get a Facebook update or anything like that.
You mentioned Temple Run. Do any of the other of you play games? And if so, have you ever been served an ad in a game, and how do you feel about that?
Yes, I love to play games on my iPod, but whenever you get one free, it's just ad after ad after ad, and at least you click on the ad by accidentally 5 times in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Connor. Like, whenever something's free, you know there's going to be a lot of ads, or else there's no way they can make money. But, so yeah, always clicking on the ads, like on the side, it gets really annoying because then it brings you off that, and it takes time for that to load, then you have to get out of that, and then you end up doing it again a couple minutes later. It just gets annoying.
Do you play games, ladies?
Okay, I think I download new games when I know I'm going somewhere. Like if we're going on a long road trip to my grandma's, or like if it's like a plane ride somewhere, I'll put games like back on my iPad or my phone. But if I know I'm not going anywhere, I kind of just take them off because they take space. And I really I have like my friends when I hang out with them, or homework, or like family time, and so I don't really have enough time for games. So I feel like they just kind of take up my space unless like I need them. But like I think when you download the free games, like you just gotta like be like ready for all the ads, because that's kind of what you're doing when you download the games, is getting the ads anyways.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to ask you guys, are you looking forward to driving?
Yes.
And are you
Yes.
how about cars? Are cars like cool? Like, do you have like a particular car that you want, or
Any car?
No, because we've seen like studies in the work that I'm in, is that kids aren't interested in driving, and it's a concern for like some of the automotive companies, because
Oh, no.
there's not going to be a demand to drive, or they're really indifferent to cars, and so I was just curious.
I don't think it's like a big thing like I want this car because it's like my first car. So if I get a car, I'm just happy because But I think that there's like, I don't know, I think a lot of people like, at least from my perspective, because I'm friends with like a bunch of girls, like girls aren't really into the cars, but I hear a lot of guys like they'll talk about like, oh, this car is really sweet and stuff. But with like my friends and I, we're just like, I just want a car.
Any car.
Any car.
Wheels.
Wheels and it works, I'm good.
I pretty much agree, but I don't really think I talk about cars that I do want as much as just cars that I would never want. Like, examples, Prius. I don't know, I wouldn't want like a little buggy.
Smart car.
I want a Lambo.
We don't hate the environment, just weird cars.
I actually just got my permit, and I'm so excited to drive, but my dad's pretty cheap, so if I get a car, it'll be the car that my mom had. She got it when I was born, and then he had, and now it smells and it's disgusting. So I'd rather just save up my money and get a good car. I actually kind of really want a blue Ford Focus or a silver Honda Fit.
You put some thought into this.
I actually have a lot of thought.
I know I complain to my mom a lot about like, oh, because I'm supposed to get her car when I get my permit, but it's got like some things I'd like to fix, but they just kind of say, well, we can keep it. So I think my complaining has stopped because I know I got this lined up that I get a car and I don't want to like risk losing it due to my complaining because it works.
All right.
Oh, wait. Okay, you and then.
Sorry, hi. My name is McCall. The general picture that you're painting for us in terms of brands in the social space is that you don't want to connect with them and they don't change or provide any value to your day. So let me ask you, what would you want to see or hear from brands in your Twitter streams or in your Facebook streams? What would be enticing? How would they will change your day for you?
I was telling you and you guys this earlier when we were talking, but I would probably follow brands if they were more interested in my ideas rather than promoting their products. So, for example, if a company asked, hey, what would you like to see on the market from our company? Tweet this, hashtag this, or something like that. I would probably participate in that because I like to get my opinion out there, but otherwise, I don't really follow brands because I don't like the same promotion over and over again. So if they asked for my opinion, then I would probably follow them.
Yeah, like I agree completely. And like an example of this, what I loved was like when Mountain Dew was putting out all these new flavors where you basically got to taste and then give your opinion which one you wanted to stay. I thought that was really cool because it was a simple way for them to get their hype about their new flavor and kind of get our opinion.
Yeah, I like it. I like that too. Like, if companies could be more interactive somehow, I never really thought about this, but if they could be more interactive with their advertising, then it'd make me want to like brands or follow brands more.
Yeah, just a quick question, ladies, about Instagram. So will you tell me how you got into it and like what you do with it and your friends? I mean, I know what the app is, but I'm curious as to how you interact with Instagram.
Personally, I got into Instagram because Caitlin got into Instagram, and our friends were doing it, and then I went on the App Store. That's kind of how I see what's new. Like, I go to the App Store, I see what's the top app, and that was the top app at that time. I said, hey, I'll see, and then I almost instantly got addicted to Instagram. So
I kind of got it because I saw a couple celebrities were like tweeting their pictures and they would have Instagram, and I was kind of like, oh, what's this all about? And I got it, and I just wanted a lot of followers, so I like went to my friends. I was like, hey, you should get Instagram and you should like follow me. And
that's what I did.
And it worked because I got Cammie and a lot of my other friends into it, and now I think we are all very, very addicted. But like, I think we spend more time taking the pictures and making sure they're Instagram perfect than actually like getting there. But also like, I don't know, I kind of like, even with Facebook, I look for the statuses, but more people just post their pictures, like their summer pictures, and it gives me ideas. So I kind of just like pictures a lot too. But yeah, I think everywhere I go, I take pictures more now just to post them.
So I think we have to. I think we have to wrap it up, unfortunately, because I bet you guys could ask a lot of questions of these guys. So please give them another round of applause. So class is dismissed. Thank you all. So we're going to break into roundtables now, and let's see what's